You gotta look at Thug like a worse rat because Gunna didn't mention no names and Thug did, bro.
He explained that Roscoe was carrying Lil Wayne and he committed crimes every day.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, the Answer Man. Young Thug catching a lot of heat for them statements he made back in 2015. I tell you, man, all this snitch evaluation, rewriting the rules, it's unbelievable, man. And Gunna getting a lot of love out here. A lot of excuse making, but y'all be the judge, man. Let's get to the content.
It was crazy because I was speaking with my brother Trap. We was talking about some business. He said, Wack, you see my content? And I said, what content? He said, I'm going to send it to you. I said, Trap, my man Ghost brought this to our attention sometime back on Clubhouse. I said, we're going to run it. As fast as I got off the phone with Trap, I got blitzed by academics. I said, oh, Lord, Trap just started a fire. Academics had me cornered. And this is a very touchy political situation for me. So I said, you know what? Trap put it out. We got to spread it. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? He do it for me. So I'm like, we're going to run the content on the Hunter side, and I'm going to bring Ghost on in here because Ghost is from the Atlanta area. Ghost brought this content. So I believe a lot of things that Trap pointed out, it's been enhanced because we listened to the recording, but you know, the way the Trap style of like stopping and breaking it down and hold on, did y'all hear this? Let me rewind it. And him putting some clarity to what was said kind of changes the dynamics to what we hearing. So Ghost, is this what you heard, or did Trap allow you to pick up on a few more things?
I mean,
Ghost, this snitching.
I
This
feel,
snitching, bro.
yeah, I feel like Trap wrapped it up real good. You know what I'm saying? He got the same type of standpoint I got from it. I feel like, and Trap can correct me if I'm wrong, but this how I feel. I feel like the biggest YSL slack is a YSL rat now, bro. Like, that's just that. I mean, do you agree, Trap? Do you feel like the biggest YSL slack done turned YSL rat?
All right, here's how I see it, and this is why I felt like I had the need to break this down, because I feel like Young Thug been going so hard on the anti-ratting thing and throwing Gunna under the bus. Here's the way I see it. I'm willing to concede that this isn't snitching. A lot of gangster guys are saying this ain't snitching, but if this ain't snitching, then you can't call Gunna a snitch. If you want to say Gunna a rat for taking a plea and saying yes ma'am, then you gotta say Thug a snitch too. I feel like you can't have it both ways. It points out the hypocrisy. So if street guys wanna die on that hill and say this ain't snitching, then y'all can't be calling Gunna a snitch.
But did you call Gunna a snitch? Did you call Gunna a snitch when that originally happened? Did you feel like he was a rat back then?
I personally don't believe Gunna's a snitch. He took an Alford plea, and Young Thug took a no contest plea on the RICO charge, but he took a guilty plea.
There, Trap.
He took a guilty plea on the gang charge.
Stop right there, Trap. I don't give a if he what kind of plea he took. Within him taking that plea, he said the guns and drugs in that car ain't mine. Yes, YSL is a gang and all this other crazy. So I don't give what kind of plea, Trap. Are you saying that these things aren't classified as cooperate?
Hey, I feel like we got to clarify two things about Gunna's situation because people keep getting this mixed up. A lot of people keep saying, oh, you said the drugs in the car weren't yours and it was only Young Thug in that car, so you tell him. But there was a third person in that car. So he never said it. There was a third person there.
No, it wasn't.
There was, man. There was. I swear there was in the paperwork.
Two people in that car. But see, Trap, this how this go in the streets. If me, you, and academics get pulled over, there's a gun in the car. Don't nobody say there's one gun, let them do their job. Don't nobody say nothing. Now, one of us know we got to claim it eventually when it come down to the wire. Niggas bail out, start fighting the case. Good chance it might get dropped. Maybe we wiped it off, wasn't no prints. Maybe we say the detail dude might let it there. Hell, I beat a gun case before because the car got valet parked before they found it. This is real talk. So you and the rules of the streets, you're not supposed to do that. Sorry, you're not supposed to do that. And Gunna openly claims rolling 60s. Like, he shocked me with it. Me and Blueface was shooting a video called First Class. He showed up. I shot the video in my neighborhood in the city of Pacoima, and he showed up. And with a bunch of dudes, I'm like, who's all these dudes? Said, Wack, you know I'm from 6-0. I'm like, you from what? And he told me this out his mouth. So ever since then, I took him as that.
Wack. But look though, okay, cool. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you on that point, right? So we're gonna just go strictly off your logic, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
going off your logic. Off your
yeah,
logic, you look at Gunna as a rat, right?
yeah, definitely,
Okay,
definitely,
so you gotta look at Thug like a worse rat because Gunna didn't mention no names and Thug did, bro. Thug mentioned two
Well,
names. Thug
well,
mentioned Roscoe name and Lil Wayne name, bro.
what did he say about Lil Wayne?
Thug
Trap, what did
said,
he say about Lil Wayne?
Trap know
He
exactly what he said.
he explained that Roscoe was carrying Lil Wayne's drugs. He said he brought Lil Wayne's drugs and he committed crimes every day. And he unexplained all of the beef. Now Lil Wayne ain't, as far as I'm aware in this situation, and this is no disrespect, but Lil Wayne was the victim of a crime. There wasn't really anything to put on. Lil Wayne didn't retaliate. Lil Wayne didn't shoot nobody up to have that tour bus. This was a record industry dispute that led into the streets. So there weren't really anything to tell on Lil Wayne for.
Trap, but that statement right there that Thug said about Wayne and Pee Wee, ain't that implicating both of them in drug trafficking?
You could see it that way. Now, look, I'm willing to concede. If we really bending over backwards and breaking our spines to defend Young Thug, you could say he was carrying a legal prescription drug for him. You could say he was carrying his medicinal
Nah,
marijuana. If
we
we're
ain't
gonna
doing that.
reach,
It wasn't even legal in Georgia then, bro. So it couldn't have been medicinal. It was not legal in
Well,
Georgia at that point. That was 2015, bro. Wasn't no weed legalized in Georgia, bro. I was still living in Atlanta at that point, bro. That was not legal, bro. Whatever he was carrying that was drugs was illegal, bro. Thug implicated Pee Wee Roscoe and Lil Wayne in drug trafficking, bro. If anybody's gonna say Gunna is a rat, you gotta say Thug is a worse rat, bro. That's what you gotta say in this situation, bro. That's it. That's all.
also, I just got to clarify, Wack. I just looked it up, and 100% it says in September the 24th, 2017, Young Thug, Gunna, and Cedric Vito Jones were arrested during the traffic stop. So there was a third man there, and that's in the paperwork.
so here goes the thing, right? I wouldn't give a if it was a 6-man there. You don't do no talking, and this ain't the rules for the civilians. This is just the rules for us. You don't when they find something in the car. You get what I'm saying? You don't go to because the minute you're saying it wasn't mine, now you just excluded yourself, and we got these other two people. That ain't how it works. Is YSL a game? Yes, and he knowing that they trying to classify it as an organized crime ring. That's a whole nother way. He did some Gunna did some telling.
That's fine. I'm willing to concede if that's telling on Gunna's behalf for him saying
I want to
I
go
didn't
to
have the
Chat G.
drugs.
That trap what the white dude and the black dude said. We going to Chat GPT. Grant, what is the definition of snitch?
I'll say it's
And
the
chat.
word snitch generally refers to snitch being a noun. Definition: a person who informs on someone, especially to the authorities, like the police. Informal and often derogatory, used to describe someone who betrays others by revealing secrets or reporting wrongdoings. Snitch.
Damn.
White guy, you won.
Hey,
Hey,
What
Trap.
the hell?
Let me ask you this, Trap. Trap. Let me ask you this though, bro. If you looked at Thug and you looked at Gunna, right? You looked at what Gunna did and you looked at what Thug did. You looked at Thug's statement, right? If you had to say one of them told, who would you say told?
if we just looking at statements made, I would
Facts.
say saying yes, ma'am, in response to a pre-written plea isn't as much talking or telling as a 2-hour interrogation, where not only did you say that
A
certain people
pre-written
committed
what?
crimes,
A pre-written what?
it was a pre-written statement as part of
Plea.
his plea.
Who gave the statement?
I guess was it his attorney?
No. Your attorney can't give a statement for you. That's what can't happen. Your attorney ain't the one that's incarcerated or being charged. There's only one person that can give a statement. My attorney can't go in there and tell them nothing but what I've told him, and that gotta be me writing it down, documented or recorded prior to, so they can have that. If not, the grounds for appeal is wide open. So the statement got to come from who?
I know you want to say that it came from Gunna, but I think
I don't want to say that's where it came from.
But he just said yes, ma'am, and Young Thug said yes, ma'am.
No. He said yes, ma'am. To what? Is YSL a gang?
That's true. But then they're both telling.
Listen, we just establishing it. Look, man, we established it. We not. I don't really think. Well,
Well, hold on, Wack. Hold on, Wack. Technically, now, Wack, ain't we been working on some new laws lately?
yeah, but that's just us shooting. We ain't. I'm showing you. I'm showing you where this shit
Gunna
is
can't
going.
rat on a rat, cause Thug ratted before Gunna allegedly ratted.
Yeah, what the hell?
No, what do you mean you can't write on that?
Gunna told in 2015. I mean,
No,
Thug
this
told in
is what.
2015.
So you talking about stuff we've been discussing on the back channel on where we think this shit is going? Because I'm watching it, the new wave of things, out with the old, in with the new, right? And we jotted down 3, 4 things. I didn't this back here somewhere that I was like, look, this is where things is probably going to end up going because I listened to what people say today, and their upbringing is totally different than what mine was in the generations prior to me, and it's coming down to that. Well, he told on me, so I told on him, or shit like that. But in this situation, I mean, anytime you give information to law enforcement on anybody other than yourself, involving the commission of a crime or crime being broken that can trigger an investigation, the streets are gonna deem that as telling.
But then Gunna didn't tell then, cause Gunna didn't get no information.
He
Thug gave
definitely gave.
information though.
He definitely gave information.
But see, this the
Is it a
thing about that.
motherfucker?
Okay, if he's saying,
Shit, you ain't
look at this
any
though, Wack.
information.
If
You
he's saying,
supposed to look at a nigga and say nothing.
okay, but this is what I'm saying. If Gunna's saying YSL is a gang, right? He's saying that he said, yes, ma'am, the YSL is a gang. Previously, before he took that plea,
Mr. Jones,
it had
Mr.
already been
Jones
plenty
is go is
YSL niggas
Mr.
convicted of
Jones is
crimes,
Ghost
bro.
a drug dealer? Yes, ma'am.
What the hell?
What are you saying?
No, but
Mr.
you're not
Jones,
listening.
is Trap Lord Ross a bank robber? Yes, ma'am. Right, and he
Okay, let
really
me.
robbing banks. That I'm telling. I just told on, bro.
Hey, I got another question because I feel like this is
What up?
another big question mark that never got cleared up. A lot of people felt like the reason that Gunna was a snitch was not because of what he said, but because of the timing. He took his plea before everybody else, correct?
No, I didn't give a fuck about no timing, nigga. I see niggas tell 5 years later. I see niggas tell the first day, first hour, first 10 minutes. It's all about what come out your mouth.
All right, well that's fair then. That's fair. I
Yeah,
was
I didn't
trying to
care
I
about
was
the
trying to
timing.
get at the fact because a lot of people said that was the case, but Young Thug took his plea whilst Yak Gotti was still facing the charges, and Young Thug pled guilty to the gang charges.
Yeah, but you got to remember, the charges are on him. You get what I'm saying? You can plead out on anything got to do with you. Now, if Thug would have pled out that uh uh Yak Gotti fucking this dude is that and this and that, then it'll be on him too. So he can plead out on anything got to do with himself,
But Gunna
right?
never pled out on Young Thug did this. He just said the drugs weren't mine. Just the same way Thug said
Yeah,
I'm
but
part of the
Thug
gang.
Thug was in the car and the company. The Rico is on Thug and the company is Thugs.
That's true.
You have to factor these things in.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, but you have what you're saying is some validity to it, bro. I mean, you said what's your words, Trap? If people are saying Gunna is this, then
Uh,
I mean, what are we saying about? Listen, man, put a poll up top. Let's poll it.
Hey, Thug
Fuck it.
played himself because he went so hard at Gunna with what little they had on Gunna that he kind of played himself into a corner because now it's either you're both rats or you're not, neither of you are rats. And I still think, I know this sounds crazy, but I think the best thing Thug could do right now is forgive Gunna, apologize to Gunna, do some
Too
music
late.
with Gunna and keep it pushing, but we're not going to see that.
Yeah,
Nah,
that
it's too
wouldn't
late.
happen. Gunna wouldn't even accept that at this point. Gunna is standing alone very well. Why would he attach himself back to Thug? Like for Gunna, on a business standpoint, it don't even make sense to attach himself back to Thug. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Maybe on Thug end, it makes sense for Thug to try to make it right with Gunna, but it don't make no sense for Gunna to try to make it right with Thug at
That's
all, bro.
facts. That's facts. But this is the problem as well. Thug screwed himself over. He made his whole persona about him standing on business and calling out Gunna as being a snitch. And now it's like, well, okay, what's your move now? What's what's your philosophy? Like, what are you going to bring to the table with your music? You've hung everything on this guy being a rat, but then you've got these allegations that need to be cleared up. You know, what's your move now? What's your persona? I think it's screwed up, and I think Gunna's kind of going to be taking a big W as time goes on.
Yeah, Thug made a bad choice, boy. Thug made a real bad decision, bro, because he really should have gave Gunna a lot more grace than he gave him, bro. Because truth be told, if Gunna Peoples wasn't around Thug when all that nut shit was going around, Thug would probably be dead right now, bro. Thug would be dead right now. If Gunna People wasn't around Thug when all that nut was going on, when the Bloods in Atlanta wasn't really rocking Thug like that, and was saying Thug was a plate, and the Blue Rags and Troop and all them came around Thug, that's who protected Thug, bro. That's why Thug's still alive today, bro. Like,
hey, that's a good
he shouldn't have did Gunna like that, bro.
That's a good point. And you know what else? It's just like, how did Thug have all this energy to call Gunna a snitch? I don't think I've ever seen any tweets from Thug talking about YSL Woody's a snitch, and that man took the stand.
Exactly.
All right, y'all, there it is, man. I don't know what it is with the Save Gunna campaign. I guess people really like his music, you know what I'm saying? But they really just apologizing for this dude. He blatantly said what he said. And now you're going to try to pit it back on Thug. Like, y'all got to stop. I don't agree. I mean, y'all just want to blur the lines and this and that. But to me, Gunna did what he did. Thug is good. But Gunna is winning the popular vote, which we know is important on social media and in the climate we live in. So let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Appreciate all the support. Till next time, it's your boy. We out.